We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. We don't know. Just a reminder for everybody, David and I have to record these on Monday to get waiver wire content out there for the masses. So we haven't seen Philadelphia versus Seattle yet. David, last week, I think very astutely predicted that if Carson Wentz has an awful game, it might be the last time we see Carson Wentz. And I think that's absolutely true. I think it's a great take. We already, later in the week, started hearing thing about Hurts getting more playing time. David beat that last week. He was first of the line on that, and
I was pounding the table. And nobody wanted to listen to me early in the week. How am I going to add a backup quarterback to my roster? He's not even starting yet.
Jalen Hurts. We'll see what happens. Tonight versus Seattle. Very interesting. I think it will be.
I don't care what happens. Sorry to cut in. I don't really care what happens.
I agree with you.
Seattle, because Carson Wentz is going to start this game. He's going to start the game, and I know Jalen Hurts got additional reps in practice. He didn't get them all. So if Jalen Hurts gets thrown into this game, doesn't produce well, I'm not just going to go drop him. Because if he's named the starter, he's absolutely going to have value beyond this week. You look at the playoff schedule for the fantasy playoffs down the line. He got Arizona, Dallas. Like, those are going to be absolutely startable games. And this guy's he's a Konami code. Jalen Hurts is a Konami code. And these are the kind of quarterbacks we're looking for in fantasy. Guys who you see with Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, has he thrown a passing touchdown?
No, I don't think he has.
He's been a top 5 quarterback, though, in the past 2 weeks for fantasy because he runs the ball.
Yeah.
Can you expect Jalen Hurts to get 4 rushing touchdowns in 2 games? No. But he might have a higher passing ceiling than Taysom Hill.
Well,
he rushed for 1,200 rushing yards and 20 rushing touchdowns as a senior at Oklahoma. Like, he's got 4.59 speed. This is like Cam Newton level athleticism, a little bit smaller, but he's got the athleticism. He's willing. He's able. Absolutely. He needs to be on your – and you still got time. You still got time before – I don't know what time we're going to have this posted.
Yeah, you're right.
But he can still be added where you can drop bench players. You can add him for tonight before this game if he's still available.
It's super – I mean, it's – look, what do we see when Alex Smith was the starting quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs and their playoff team? They benched Alex Smith in week 17 and took a look at Patrick Mahomes, and then like the offseason everyone went crazy. The Philadelphia Eagles, the only thing keeping Carson Wentz on the field is he's the veteran quarterback, and the NFC East is so bad that they can keep losing and do it. But at some point, Jalen Hurts will start a game this season because I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be in contention all 17 weeks. I don't. I think they're bad. I think the wheels are coming off. And really, I think the only thing they can do to be in contention is to see if they can get a spark from their other quarterback. Hurts will get time. I don't know if it's going to be against the Green Bay Packers. I don't know if it already happened if you're picking this up against the Seattle Seahawks. But it will happen. And he is the type of the quarterback that can make a difference for you, especially if you're hurting a quarterback during your stretch run. So pick him up, absolutely. Miles Sanders, I play against Green Bay. Running back versus Green Bay. You got to play him. Fulgham, I think, is a play regardless of who's throwing the ball at quarterback. For Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers keeps getting touchdowns. Aaron Jones, he'll pick up yardage. He'll get you 9 yards a carry. He's not going to get in the end zone, apparently. I'd like to file an official complaint with the Green Bay Packers.
Well, they were winning that game.
I know.
They tend to do this with Aaron Jones. We saw it earlier in the year when they were smacking up Atlanta. Like, why use your best? I
agree with the tactics. It's just frustrating.
From a fantasy perspective, absolutely it is.
If you're in a dynasty, I think it would be a good idea for you to pick up Jamal Williams or any of these backup running backs because Aaron Jones is going to want to get paid. It's a weird offseason. The salary cap's going to decrease. I don't think the Packers will franchise him, although they might franchise him.
They need to pay that guy.
I agree that they need to, but it's the Packers, man. I don't know. I tend to think that they'll reward their own rather than go make a splash. But if you own Aaron Jones, it's good to have Jamal Williams, not just as a handcuff, but if you're in a keeper league, you need to start thinking about dynasty. Everybody, insulate yourself from if Aaron Jones goes to another team and is like part of a bigger share of carries or something like that. Devontae Parker, you start. I like Alan Lazard. I like him. Everybody.
Devontae Adams.
I said Parker. My bad. Devontae Adams. My Devontaes. I get them all messed up.
They're not even spelled the same, Sean.
Yeah, I know. And then Tunyon, pick him up. We like him. Anyway, take it away, David.
Yeah, I mean, you think you covered it all. Robert Tunyon, he's back on the map, and he's got the touchdown upside. These tight ends are touchdown dependent. I was looking up the stats for 100-yard games for tight ends this year. I didn't have time today to check how many happened this past week. I believe it was only one. Travis Kelce might have as well, but I saw Gronkowski got a 100-yard game. That would bring us to 12. Through 11 weeks, we had 11 100-yard games by tight ends. We had 4 for Kelce, 2 for Kittle, 1 for Waller, 1 for Gesicki, 1 for Mo Alley Cox, 1 for Dallas Goedert,
Wow.
and 1 for Ferkser. And then add 1 for Gronk to the list. So that's 1,200-yard games in 12 weeks. We're getting about one tight end a week to hit 100 yards. That's not good. I don't think so, at least. I don't think that's very good. So when you get a guy like Robert Tonyan with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who's just throwing passing touchdowns left and right, it gives him that sort of ceiling that can make a difference for you.
Yep. Let me hit you with the line here. We got, let's see, Bovada has Philadelphia +7 at this point versus Green Bay.
It's going to depend a lot what happens in this Seattle game for me, but I think I'm probably taking Green Bay regardless. I like Hurts from a fantasy perspective, but Philadelphia just they ain't there right now. So I'm going to take Green Bay probably regardless of what happens tonight now that I think about it against Seattle.
Yeah, Philadelphia, I kind of like how their defense matches up against Green Bay, but Green Bay, they're starting to play better. I was critical of them in the second quarter of the season. Third quarter of the season, they're starting to ratchet it up. And playing at home this time of year, Aaron Rodgers is just really good this time of year at home. If this game was on the road, I might say, lay the point or take the points, but this time I'm going to lay the points with Green Bay at home. I'll take Green Bay. Next game.